The Play Absolutely podcast with Dr. Sue Jennings and Dr. Andy Hickson.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Play Absolutely podcast. Hi Sue, how you doing?
Hi, Andy. I'm doing well. Getting more and more submerged under the concept of play.
More and more submerged. Okay.
Yes.
Swimming through play, are you?
But no, I mean, last night I woke up in the middle of the night with the word play. I was actually speaking it. And together with an extension of the proactive play idea. So I'll say a bit about that.
Yes, well, proactive play, and I recently made a short film for you about proactive play, which you said you liked. So has it given you any food for thought or food for play, should I say?
Yes, because proactive play, a useful term though it is, has got so many variations. I'm now being a little bit more specific in particular situations.
Okay.
And one of the things, because in my webinar, the headline is Proactive Play for Children Who Wait. And so I've been exploring a bit more this whole idea about waiting. And often adults expect children to wait on adult terms, not on children's terms. You know, we'll say, well, you just have to wait, or you'll just have to be patient, or not another word, just wait. And children are squirming and fidgeting or want to go to the loo or are bored and can only see a countertop in a shop and nothing else exciting. And
I think adults often forget that children's time runs a lot slower than adults' time. So the waiting for children, that anticipation it stretches on a lot longer than it does for adults.
And of course, the psychoanalytic issues around instant gratification and children learning to deal with delayed gratification is all very well. But for a child who's never really had their early needs satisfied, they haven't therefore learnt to wait for them either. And I think there are lots of ways we can intervene literally in the moment. And I thought, well, proactive play doesn't have to be Tuesday afternoon at 3:00 in Miss Smith's consulting room. You can have your little magic bag with you anywhere. And
what's in your magic bag?
Well, in the magic bag will be jumbo crayons, nothing too tiny that a child gets frustrated with. So big crayons, some card, so it doesn't bend or tear. They want to scribble. Some bubbles, of course. And one of those kaleidoscopes, because that really holds a child's attention. Do you remember that you all the bits move around? And probably a set of babushka dolls.
Any puppets?
2 puppets. A monster puppet and a calming puppet.
Okay.
That's so. I mean, maybe a few more things, but so often our playrooms are overstocked. Too much stuff. So you could do proactive play on the park bench or in the doctor's waiting room, in a space where it happens. You could stop your car and do it as a parent.
I remember you, and I'm trying to remember the specific phrase you used, but in some of your early writing about drama therapy, you wrote or you called something a bag of toys, essentially, that a drama therapist might carry around. You had a special name for that bag, and
It wasn't the
yeah, I
magic
can't
bag.
remember. Wasn't quite the magic bag. No, it's sort of like the drama therapist bag of surprises, or something like that. That all, and I think you even gave a menu then of the kinds of things that all drama therapists should carry on. You know, a bit like a doctor's bag. You know, the old doctor's bag. And I think you had one of those given to you by somebody, and you made a drama therapist's sort of clinical type bag out of that.
It was
But
some drama therapy essentials, wasn't it?
something like that. Yeah,
Something like
I'll have to
that,
dig
yeah.
deep to see if I can find it. But I adapted that. You see, the one reason I remember it is on one of my books about stage management that I wrote. I created the sort of the stage manager's essential bag kit. So all the things that a stage manager should have in their bag to face all of the issues, difficulties that they might face in a theatre production that they're managing. Okay, so I mean, I'm still reeling a little bit from last week's podcast with Marina and all that she shared with us about what's happening with children in Gaza, the West Bank, the occupied territories. That was quite tough to listen to. I urge anybody that didn't see last week's episode to do take a look. Very interesting what Marina had to say on how they're trying to use play and sort of social theatre, drama therapy, play therapy, and so on to help with the thousands of traumatized children and adults there at the moment. And it's not really a link, but I'm going to create a link to this week's Play in the News. So this week's Play in the News, it's not as harsh as it was last week. It's, well, more positive, I hope. So this week's Play in the News. Children encouraged to get ready with Teddy is one of the school readiness campaign headlines from Rochdale Borough Council. They launched a reception transition campaign with teddy bears that uses playful family hub sessions to build relationships, communication, and confidence. Families were invited to teddy-themed activities, including a teddy picnic, baking and outdoor play designed to help children feel safe and socially ready for school. Here we see play being used as the bridge into belonging, confidence, and participation, especially for families not already connected to a nursery or a preschool. Next, we have a story from Zambia. A French tourist reports being taught a game by youths in Zambia called Nsolo. Now, if you really want to understand play in Zambia, you've got to see Nsolo. It looks simple, little holes in the ground or a wooden board with stones or seeds, but it's serious fun. You're counting, planning, trapping, and thinking at least 3 moves ahead while everyone around you watches, jokes, and gives you pressure. People play it outside shops, at home, anywhere there's time, and elders will jump in and teach you without making it feel like a lesson. It's a strategy game and social time in one, and honestly, one of the quickest ways how to feel community works in Zambia. That's this week's Play in the News.
Very interesting.
What do you think of those stories, Sue?
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad we're getting lots of examples of play overseas, because so often people will say, when I know people wouldn't accept it, you know, it's life and death and lack of resources. And as we saw with the Temia, whatever's there, you play with. It's not a great big
Indeed.
issue about money and having to save up for a long time for an expensive toy. And when you get to basics
Yes.
like rubber bands, you've got your games. But I
Well,
love the
exactly.
idea of the Teddy transition.
Mm.
I think that is, well, it's such insight that to go from home to school is a mega transition.
Sure.
My family was on the move, so I didn't actually go to school until I was 7.
Wow.
And even as an older child, I found it difficult because just everything was different.
Mm.
Sitting at desks, being quiet, sitting in rows. And I come back as well to what I was saying earlier about children waiting. I mean, it was obvious, although we didn't know the term then, that I had ADHD. So to sit in a row in a desk and be quiet was phenomenally difficult for me.
Okay.
And the one thing that helped to save that situation was I had learnt to read very young. And there was a huge untapped library at this village school. Books hadn't been taken down off certain shelves for years. And so
Mm.
I was allowed to just work my way through them. So if
Great.
I could read, then I didn't get so nervous about needing to move and get up and down and walk about.
Mm.
So
It's good.
transition to big school, I think, is a great idea. I wonder who actually advised them on that. I'd be very interested to find out.
Yes, well, it's Rochdale Borough Council, so it looks like it's quite a local initiative.
Did you say it was
Um,
called Teddy's for Transition?
um, the headline is "Get Ready with a Teddy."
Getting ready with a Teddy.
Get
Wonderful.
ready with Teddy. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But I mean that some of the great transition programs. I mean, my company over 30 years ago, we developed transition programs with primary and secondary schools, taking sort of year 7 uh, secondary school students, training them up in social theatre, games and activities, and helping them develop their own workshops that they took to primary schools, helping that again that transition process from primary to secondary. So yeah, I think it's I think any of those are great initiatives, because it can be that change is quite a big change for young people.
Mm,
So
mm.
helping them is a good idea. Now I see my puppet top right hand corner is. I'm going to see if I can get his whole. There we go. Oh, there we see his whole face now. Yeah, yeah. That puppet is interesting. I'll have a picture to go with that puppet.
Mhm.
It's actually a puppet made by what's the company in Bristol? It was a puppet made. I'll try and find the name for the next episode. But made for a show that they developed, and that was the original puppet given to me many years ago. Yeah, I do like him.
Mm.
So,
Well,
uh,
in my play, in a sense of proactive play in the now,
yeah,
the emphasis is on minimal equipment, so children don't feel just overwhelmed with too many choices.
okay,
And I find the 2 puppets that really get used again and again and again. Uh, one is any type of monster puppet or
mm,
monstrous puppet, and there are lots of them. There are baby monsters you can get as well, and they have funny
mm,
squeaks and eye patches and all sorts. Because through the one monstrous puppet, a child can express any negative feelings, whether it's frustration or anger or fury or violence or fear. You know, the fear of the monster under the bed or the monster hiding in the wardrobe or behind the curtains. And the other one being the calm, quiet, gentle, doesn't talk too loud puppet. And so that you, in a sense, you balance those two things. Because the quiet, calm puppet is like rhythmic play in a sense, because they calm down, they breathe, they blow the bubbles and so on. But the monster puppet, it's like messy play. They can be really angry and shout. And
Okay.
so, yes, those are the two puppets I use. And again, it's enough. I've got dozens of puppets. But I think when you're doing proactive play in the moment to deal with a situation of a
Right.
child in distress, a child having a meltdown,
Mm-hmm.
the fewer choices you have, the better.
Can I just check, because my screen has frozen, is my image and my voice still live
Yes.
to your view? Oh, it
Yes.
is. Okay. Let's hope that film's okay, because
But no, it's recording fine. So, yes, so continuing the theme. So continuing the theme of waiting. Are we making children wait because we see it as a good thing? Or is it a necessary wait? It can't be helped. How well are we able to explain waiting to a child? Sometimes we can give a little device to help them count. If we know something will happen in 5 minutes' time, we can start counting, we can breathe to rhythms and so on. I think for most children, the agony is the undetermined time when we don't know how long something will do. We don't know how long it'll take to do an assessment. We don't know how long. So you're not back visually, no, but I can hear you. Yes. Mm. So when a child has to wait for a determined length of time, as long as it's a sense of time a child can manage, like a few minutes, or tomorrow, or tonight, for example, is when children just have to wait indeterminately because no one else knows just how long the assessment might take or how long the court case will be before it meets. That is the destructive side. And children can easily end up just not trusting because it sounds like promises yet again. So through proactive play, we can even play with the idea of waiting. We can make up little songs. Well, it's not today, it's not tomorrow. What shall we do? The puppets can talk about it to each other, how they're going to cope with waiting. So there are lots of creative play ways of dealing with wait time. So I'm very much hoping people will come to the webinar, which is the end of next week. You'll see it advertised on the usual websites and Facebook. And it'll be like an introduction to the whole idea of proactive play. It'll have a PowerPoint with it, which will be sent to you, and it will also have a short film that Andy has made about proactive play, which will also be sent to you. So it's the big first step of making proactive play resources available. I was thinking a lot about how to put across this idea today. And I came up with a phrase of play in the moment. Not play in a minute, play now, play in the moment. And I think in the moment, i.e., play is possible this minute, is a very important one. It's all. I can hear you, Andy, yes. So what do you want me to do now? Carry on talking? So play in the moment is going to be quite challenging for us as adults. Because by and large, it happens spontaneously. You don't have an appointment to come and do play in the moment. Play in the moment happens now. I was working in a primary school some years ago and using a storytelling technique to try and engage with.
Back again. Okay, Sue, I don't know how much of that recording we still have. I totally lost connection here in the studio. I believe you were talking for quite a bit. Not going to know until we go through the editing. But yeah, we haven't tried to cut anything out here. We literally lost connection. So we'll see how much of the original recording we have saved, and we'll stitch it all together. So yeah, some of the technical difficulties. Strangely, we didn't have these technical difficulties while we were staying in the jungle. Although we didn't try to record a podcast there, but we did, even in the middle of the jungle when we were going on treks and so on, we were able to get mobile phone signals, and hence we were able to use that for data packaging and sort of to get on various lives and websites and so on while we were trekking through the jungle. So which reminds me, one of the times when I was doing some off-road travel in the middle of the Gobi Desert, I broke down and I didn't know what to do. So I was, I checked my phone and I had a mobile phone signal in the middle of the Gobi. So I was able to ring one of my friends in the UK who was a mechanic, and he talked me through how to fix my truck. So, yeah.
Gosh,
Mm.
that's extraordinary.
Indeed. Okay. Well, just so we can sort of give I think some kind of ending to this podcast. Is there any last bits that you'd like to say for this week's pod?
Yes, I just want to sum up the whole idea of we all need to reflect on the concept of waiting and what we make children do, and that are waits necessary over certain things. And okay, if we have to wait, how can we play? We don't have to sit still with our hands on our lap and just be told to think about something. What can we do? And that's what proactive play is going to be all about, and people will learn more in the webinar next week.
Okay. So how can what day is it on next week?
Friday.
So this will come out on Tuesday. So it'll be a few days. It won't be next week. It will be this week when the podcast actually comes out. And if they want to get involved, how do they find a link?
Well, either find it on Eventbrite
Okay.
or on Facebook.
Okay. So Eventbrite, and if they just do a search on proactive play, neurodramatic play, it'll come up, right?
Absolutely.
Good. Okay. Well, let's finish as we always do with any activities, playful activities that our viewers can do if they're feeling the blues, feeling a bit down, something to raise their spirit, so to speak. What have you got for us this week, Sue?
I think it's important we always have some art materials with us. Not that we're going to be great artists, but we can colour in a picture, we can doodle, we can experiment with coloured shapes. All we need is some card, backs of cereal packets, why not?
Why not?
In our pocket or bag or satchel or whatever we're carrying, and some I love jumbo crayons because you can really hold them and do things with them. And you could do that wherever you are, whatever you're doing.
True.
Even make a scribble monster.
A scribble monster. Yes. Well, for me, so trying to pare it down, this minimalist route, and it reminds me, when I go jungle trekking, I try to be minimal. And I know one of the students commented on my style of jungle trekking in our recent trip to Malaysia, where they had, I won't name any names, but if they're watching this, they'll know who they are. They had a huge rucksack full of everything you would need if you suddenly got stranded in the middle of the jungle without anybody to help you or anything. Everything was in that rucksack that would help you. And it was really heavy. Whereas I had a little bush knife with me, a stick to sort of help walking, and I was wearing flip-flops. So that was my that was my jungle trekking attire. And the thing was the stick, because a stick can be used for so many different things. I mean, it is one of the iconic playthings, a stick. And it literally can be used for anything. It's the first thing that I will look for when going out for a walk, is a stick that I can use as I'm walking. It can be used for writing, drawing in the ground, can be used for so many different things, playful and practical. So if you haven't got yourself a stick, get one. It's free and useful, and it's fun. Don't forget poo sticks. Yeah, well, that's this week's podcast. It's a bit haphazard with the dodgy internet connection and the stitches we'll put through, but hopefully it's something worth watching. If you've enjoyed this week's episode, please give us a like, subscribe to the channel, write a comment or two. We will respond, and be good to hear what you have to say. So
and tell all your friends.
Yeah. I'll end by saying, don't forget to play.
Don't forget to play. Bye.
Yeah. Bye-bye.